At this point, only TikTok had filed a single brief, just filing an application. Usually there's a process before the court grants review. None of that happened here. The court immediately entered an order saying, okay, the deadline is January 19th. We'll hear argument 9 days before that, January 10th. We grant review not just on the stay, not just on the pause of the law. We grant review on the whole case. We're going to take this up, this big First Amendment question, first thing in January.
So what do you make of that?
I mean, it's a good thing. I think it's a positive sign for TikTok that the Supreme Court.
But why was it so fast? Like, what does that tell us about something?
I think the Supreme Court sees a very serious legal issue that needs to be resolved quickly. You have the president weighing in on this question and a deadline that's looming, January 19th, of whether the ban is going to take effect or not. So I think the Supreme Court said, we need to take this. We need to take it fast. I don't think it necessarily means that TikTok will prevail, though. I continue to think TikTok probably has an uphill battle in persuading the justices that it's correct on the First Amendment. But at least we know TikTok will get the chance to present an oral argument to the justices now in January.
January 10th, they will present their argument. How long do you think the Supreme Court will take to then rule on it? Presumably before the 19th, right?
All of this is very unusual for the Supreme Court. We are in strange territory here, so I can't look at my statistics from all the other cases. I do think the court is going to try to address this by January 19th. What they could do is say, look, we'll issue an administrative stay to delay that January 19th deadline until we rule. But I wouldn't expect a major delay on that front. I think the court will try to resolve this close to the January 19th deadline.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of this for a court that moves quickly. That's supreme. This is like truly shocking. It's an unfair question, but like, what's your best guess? Like knowing who's on the court, where they think and how they think about the First Amendment.
Yeah, so I continue to think TikTok faces an uphill battle with this Supreme Court. When you look at how the D.C. Circuit decided this, on a unanimous basis, where 2 of the 3 judges were Republican appointed, and now you take that same decision to this Supreme Court. This Supreme Court tends to nod its head in agreement with the rulings of Naomi Rao and Douglas Ginsburg, who decided this case in overwhelming fashion against TikTok. So does it mean TikTok it has an impossible case? No, there's a chance it could prevail here. This is a novel First Amendment question. Lots of ways for the Supreme Court to rule for TikTok, but I think it's uphill for TikTok. I think most likely the Supreme Court says, you know what, the D.C. Circuit got it right.